Okay, Dick, so we're on the set of Angry Birds Box with actor Minas and Miss Daisy. Yes, and Minas has been acting with us for a number of years now, all the way back from 2004.
Yeah, something like that, 2004.
Yeah, he started with our feature film Flashback, which is our science fiction action adventure comedy. And can you tell us how you got started back in 2004 with Angie Films?
Yes, 2004 is when I started to really get into drama and everything like that over at the community college. And I came across a fellow friend of the filmmakers. His name is Andrew. He told me, like, hey, you know, my buddies are making this film. It's going to be all green screen. They're putting a lot of money into it and all this. And he said, do you want to be in it? I said, yeah, dude, I'd love to. And so ever since then.
And then the rest is history.
Rest is history. I've been part of their productions for quite some time.
It's
awesome.
So
Yeah.
actually all 3 features. So you've been a part of Flashback, Bubba the Redneck Werewolf, and our 3rd feature, which is in post-production, Gotta Kill 'Em All, correct?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And then a number of parodies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of short films. Okay, so do you have a favorite project that you've done with Angie Films? Because you've done a lot of them.
My favorite one, from the shorts, my favorite one is the Indiana Jones and the Unnecessary Sidekicks. Because I played Salah.
Yeah.
And
you were so good at that too.
Thank you. And that was when we really like connected as friends. Like I became better friends with them. They're on that set.
Has there been ever like a challenging day or just a hard day of shooting with you? Because sometimes, from what I've noticed, shoots could be very easy, like 2 or 3 hours, and then other times they can be a little long and tedious. So do you have a challenging day that you've ever experienced?
I've had fun on all the days, and I understand how Brendan works because he wants to get as many shots as possible, as many takes as possible, so he can, you know, create what he needs to create. But there was one when we were doing Bubba Redneck Werewolf, and it was like a super, super hot day, and it was in the middle of the afternoon, and we were like 60 miles away from everything in the world. It was like some farmland, and there was a scene where it was going to be a group of us shooting quote-unquote zombies. And the whole time, that it was like a good hour and a half or so, I was on my knees. And I already have like bad knees to begin with, and just being on there and just the heaviness of it killed me the rest of the day. And it was fun, but just it got to a point where I didn't say anything for a while, but then at one point I turned to Brendan in a whisper and I was like, look man, is there a way like put padding or something?
We can like
I am dying here right now.
Yeah.
And the heat was not helping, but I didn't want to be too loud about it because I saw everybody else.
Everyone's suffering.
Everyone, you know, is just dealing with it, and they're running around grabbing equipment and all that. So, but I mean, other than that, I always have fun with those shoots.
And you know what? Like, I feel like it's always the toughest days that end up being kind of the best product. Because out of Bubba, that's my favorite scene in the whole movie. Yeah. So thank you for suffering. Because even, I don't know how many times I've seen the movie now, I crack up every single time. Like the smash cut to the car after that scene.
Just sitting there bumped out.
Is my favorite scene in that film. So thank you for suffering.
Glad to suffer for you.
Yes. So you've known Brendan and Will since 2004, so about
that's when I started to know.
15 years now. Do you have any fun facts that you can share about them that maybe the audience doesn't know quite?
If you don't know Brendan and Will, they're like, I was actually thinking about them last night at this level. They're like a whole other level of nerdness. It's not like they're not the popular nerds that's just like, I'm a nerd and I'm cool and here's like my sexy pose, and you're like, no. And it's not the nerd where you're just like, oh my god, they are by themselves. Yeah. But a whole other way where they're just like very clever, like their script writing and all that. And
okay, so like secret.
Yes. They cover it very well. Yes, they cover their nerdness very well.
Okay. Besides E&D projects, which you've done a number of, I know you also do some improv and stand-up. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Every Tuesday, Andrew, my buddy that I met for the first time and got me into the whole thing since 2004, we are in an improv troupe and we're called Random Acts of Insanity. And we perform family-friendly shows every Tuesday at Cinematique in Daytona. And every Wednesday night, my buddy and I, Zach, we co-host an open mic over at Tiernanog on International Speedway in Daytona.
So if people wanted to see these things, do you have any sites or social media outlets or platforms that they can find you on?
Yes, definitely. You can find me on Instagram, Minas Pretty.
This is so pretty.
And Facebook, we always have, it's called The Last Laugh, was the open mic one. and Random Acts of Insanity. When you type that in for Instagram and for Facebook and all that, you'll find us.
Awesome.
We always put up dates. I'll put up silly pictures. I'll make a lot of posters and stuff. So yeah.
Very cool. So you can see Minas, of course, in all of our parodies and the feature films. And if you want to see him in person, make sure to check him out on Instagram, Facebook, Minas Pretties. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you guys.